Good morning, it's Sandra here from Creating Spain, and this is today's card, or at least it's one of them because I've done a couple of different versions. Now this one, as you can see, has a belly band on it, and that is for a very good reason. It won't stay shut without one. So if I take this off, you can see that it has a window on the top, and I've stamped happy birthday in there. And then when you open it up, you get this three-dimensional card. And the inside is really simple. It's simply a rectangle, and it's put inside to make it a little box-like. And I've added a ribbon bow on the back. So that's one way of doing the card, but there is an alternative that I'm going to show you. Now, this is done pretty easily. I don't think I really need to tell you how this is being put together. The box is the last thing that goes in, and it literally is just a straight piece of paper, and it goes between the two sides. Now, before you put that in, if you're going to use a ribbon on it, you need to put the ribbon on first, and ideally put it on with double-sided tape so that it stays in place. When you are stamping your sentiment, you just stamp it through the front hole, if indeed you're using one. To do the colouring on this, when it's flat, you mask out one side, you mask out the other side, and you just have it flat and you do your colouring. And then for the stamping, you can do it at the same time. Once you've done your base colour, just stamp. So that's one version of it. I have another version which I'm going to do with you now. And if I put it up close to the camera, you should be able to see that these sides have a little dimension to them. They've actually got 3mm sides. Now the file is in the link below, and I've given you two different options. I've given you the option that I just showed you and this option. Now with this, you have to be very careful when you are folding these two score lines. They are only 3mm apart, and so what I suggest is that you either use a ruler against the score line to press it up or down, whichever it is that you're doing, or if you're like me and you have a square-edged desk, you can use that. But you will need to use something to support it. Once you've done one score line, it's very difficult to do the other unless it's supported. And then these are just folded back. Now it joins perfectly in the middle still, but it gives you the option for a little dimension inside, and you're less likely to want to put a belly band on. You might still want to do it, but not absolutely necessary. I'm just going to put some very low tack paper tape against that edge there so that I can colour this one. That's done. That can go away. Now for my stamping, because of this type of card having the edges on it which are thicker, you can't stamp easily directly on there. You need to stamp onto the flat edges again. And I have a stamp here, it's just a parcel stamp. If you do want the design to physically match up like this does, then what I suggest you do is do some of the fold lines, the score lines, and leave off the second one for the time being, and then fold it afterwards, because that will make it easier. So there's the front of the card. You can add a sentiment if you so wish. And then for the inside, this is relatively simple. I am just going to draw some dots on here, do some of them over the corners. Now the other thing you can do if you want to, I've got a set of these pens. Now I can't remember what they called them. These are Sakura jelly rolls, but this is a transparent ink with glitter in it. This just adds a beautiful touch of glitter. And I don't know if the camera will pick it up. I've just done a couple of circles. I've just done that one and that one. But you end up with some glitter on your paper or card without any extra colour. So if you're going to actually colour over something, the colour underneath it will show through, and it's really, really pretty. I don't know if they're prone to drying out. Some of the Sakura pens I've had have been very prone to drying out because I've only just got these. But I do love the effect that they give. So there is a little bit of a glitter effect on there. I said you probably can't see it, particularly with sunlight coming through the window in front of me at the moment. It can be difficult to see, but they are worth having a look at. Going to do my bow, and I've got one of these bow maker things, and I used my polymer gel. I made a complete hash of doing a stamp when I was first stamp making, and I had this solid piece of polymer, and I thought, wonder what I can do with that, and I cut it down, and it goes on there, and it sticks on there nicely, but it'll stick on the work surface, and that is not going to move, so that's another use for it. So to make our bow, cross over, underneath, over the top, and then tie it off. And I'm going to pull it so that I've got a long piece at one end, because I need that for the rest of it. There we go. So that's done. And trim that off. And the tape needs to go on this side. There we go. Guessing at the middle part. Wrap around like that. And this can go on here, and my bow can either go on top of there, but I think I'm going to put it on there. What I need are some foam pieces, and I've got some which are cut already. Now, if I was making this card to give to somebody, I would have probably coloured this card or used a coloured card to start with. But chances are it's just going to be a demonstration one. And so that will fold nicely, and it's still relatively flat. You might want to put a belly band on it, but that's optional. But it will fold nicely. It's not bulging on the front, which you can get if you've got more dimension inside and you don't have these extra folds in. Now, in the file there is a tag as well, which is able to be cut, and it has the hole. So if you want to put a tag labeling it for someone, you can do that as well. But that's today's card. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Take care now. Bye bye. At the end of the video I was just recording, you might have heard some cat fighting, and this is Phoenix, the most lovable British Shorthair. And unfortunately he was attacked in our own garden by the next door neighbour's cat, and there is an awful lot of fur flying around. But I've checked him over and he seems to be okay. But I'm going to keep an eye on him and try and give him one more thorough examination later when he's calmed down a bit, because he's a bit upset, I think. He was hiding underneath the car when I got to him, But there was so much fur on the driveway. He obviously came off really badly out of that little fight, unfortunately. So I think he's okay. He's such a gorgeous cat, and he's such a sweet-tempered cat. But the next door neighbour's cat has decided he likes our garden, and even though we got high walls, he's able to get over, in spite of what we've done, and get into our garden. And he's been attacking Phoenix on the odd occasion when he got in. I even found him in our conservatory the other day, and that is definitely not on, because in the summer I need to keep the conservatory open, otherwise it's just like a greenhouse. But yeah, there's that poor Phoenix. Such a lovable little soul he is.